A 14th-minute goal by number 14 for the Mexican national side. Javier Hernandez has El Tri in the lead against Ecuador at the half. We're joined now by senior writer at ESPN FC, Tom Marshall, an insider with the Mexican national side. Tom, we've been talking with Ali about what Mexico's priorities are in the summer, where to go and what to play. What do you think, Gold Cup or Copa America? What's their priority?
I think there's no doubt about it. Miguel Herrera has been quite consistent it is the Gold Cup. I mean, let's go back to 2013. Mexico scraped through to the World Cup, really struggled there. So I think the priority now is to re-establish itself in the CONCACAF region. Obviously, the Gold Cup gives you a ticket, or a half ticket, or a playoff against the United States for the Confederations Cup, which Miguel Herrera really wants to be at.
Is the Confederations Cup all that important then for them to be filled in their strongest side in Chile?
I don't know if it is so much about the Confederations Cup. To me, it's more about what Tom is talking about, establishing themselves as the dominant team in the region. Right now, it's obviously up between them and the United States, and so winning the Gold Cup goes a long way in them reestablishing themselves as being that dominant team.
Of course, Costa Rica might want to get into that battle as well after the World Cup they had. Now, what are your thoughts after the first 45 minutes? Is Corona the man of the match, and does he have a stronghold on that goalkeeper starting role?
I think with that performance in the first half, if he can keep it up, I think he's edged himself in front there. Now, what I would say, I think is the reason that he had to make those three crucial saves is because those three centre-backs haven't played together before. We saw Moreno, Ayala, and Diego Reyes. So you think you can see that, Chicharito put the ball in the net, the 1-0 up, but a fair reflection of that first half would be a draw because of Mexico's defensive kind of instability.
Saving that back line is Corona tonight.
So talking about that back line, we were talking before the game, and you're telling me that Rafa Marquez is still very much part of this national team.
Rafa's still the man.
Oh,
I mean,
my
for
goodness.
Miguel Herrera, he mentioned in the press conference, Rafa's still the man. You got to put this in there. I mean, I agree that the level he's playing at now, he might not deserve, but in the Mexican context, he's a historic player, probably number 2 on the all-time list behind Hugo Sanchez. So, I think that's Miguel Herrera knows that, and he's keeping him in there for that.
When we talk about the depth of the national team and then fielding 2 teams, how can you tell me that this team will be good enough to win Gold Cup and also going to the semifinals of Copa America if you're still depending on a 36-year-old man?
I think that in the CONCACAF region, we mentioned Costa Rica there. I think they're going to be the strongest competitor for this Mexico team. But I think it's going to be the Copa America in Chile where Mexico are going to suffer because they're going to play that B team. And I don't think there's the depth there, to be quite honest.
Now, Rafa Marquez, of course, playing now at Hellas Verona in Italian's first division, Italian Serie A, as we see Mexico's schedule now. Mexico still relying on a veteran, and you've stated the point quite clearly, Ali. His age is still a factor, but yet again, it's not Rafa Marquez's fault that Mexico has not been able to come up with a substitute for his role, a role that was very much counted for by Miguel Herrera in those last couple of games before they went into getting the ticket to the World Cup.
But I think that's what paints a clear picture in terms of the struggles of Miguel Herrera in trying to come up with somebody that can play that same role. And he's been trying player after player, and nobody has really stepped up into a position where he feels comfortable in not calling in Rafa Marquez. And that, to me, is the concerning part.
I think it's Reyes is the player. It's just that he's not getting minutes with Porto.
There's many topics to talk about with Tom Marshall. Will you hang around with us for the start of the second half and we'll discuss some of them?
Go on then, I will do.
Well, Tom has accepted the invitation, and so will you, right? We'll be back for the start of the second half after the break.